Let's start accounting lesson number 2, secrets of debit and credit. This lesson will include number 1, properties of business transaction, number 2, double entry bookkeeping system, number 3, classifications of account, number 4, 3 secrets of debit and credit, and number 5, examples of each secret of debit and credit. Properties of business transaction. Transaction refers an economic event with a third party that is recorded in an organization's accounting system. Therefore, the properties of business transaction are number 1, it should be economic event that involves money. Number 2, third party involvement in the event, which may be supplier, client, employee, bank, shareholder, auditor, lawyer, etc. Number 3, relation with the organization. It relates to the business of the organization concerned. And number 4, recorded into the accounting system of the organization. Double entry bookkeeping system, a system of recording economic data which have two effects in books of accounts, and these two effects refer number 1 debit and number 2 credit. Note, if an amount will be recorded in a debit side of one account, the same amount will be recorded in the credit side of another account. Therefore, every business transaction will affect minimum 2 accounts. Classification of accounts. Each ledger has two sides. Left hand side is used to record debit balances and right hand side is used to record credit balances. Both sides has the same 4 columns that are date, particulars, general value and amount. Secrets of debit and credit. Business has a separate entity from its owner, and on the same logic as the business always debit the cash in its accounts invested by the owner and credit the same cash as the capital or equity, that is a liability. Remember that the things in the hand of the business are debit and flying away from the business are credit. 3 secrets of debit and credit are number 1, debit what comes in the business, credit what goes out. Number 2, debit all the expenses and losses and credit all incomes and gains. Number 3, debit the receiver and credit the giver. Secrets of debit and credit. Example 1, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. When you purchase an asset, say car is an asset, will come into the business, so it will be debited. And cash paid for the purchase of car is going out from the business, so it will be credited. On the other hand, in same transaction, when car seller will record his transaction, he will debit the cash as what comes into the business for him and credit the car sales as selling a product available for sale which is going out from the business. Secrets of debit and credit. Example 2, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Expenses for the business are what paid to run the affairs of the office or sales, such as salaries to the staff, office rent, telephone bill, bank charges, depreciation, carriage inward or outward, stationery, travelling, lodging, commission, rewards, publicity, even newspapers and periodicals, etc. All are expenses and will be debited at the time of payment or creating the liability. Hence, if business is an asset less than its book value or shares less than its purchase price, etc., are the losses for the business. That will always be debited. When a business sells the goods or services against cash or promise or receive income from rent or income on investment or any gain for the sale of an asset, these are incomes and gains for the business and therefore will always be credited. Secrets of debit and credit. Example 3, debit the receiver, credit the giver. A person or entity who receive goods, services or cash, he will be debited, such as Mark purchased goods on 10 days promise from Sim. Then Sim will debit Mark as receiver of the goods and credit sales. Then after 10 days when Mark will give cash, then Sim will credit Mark as the giver of the cash. Hence sale will be actualized in the books of Sim and Mark being once debited and once credited will automatically equate the balance in the account receivable ledger. Our next guide on accounting will be lesson number 3, the accounting equation. So keep on connected to the channel.